Hey, what's going on? It's the Bearded Realtor back at you again. We're going to talk about these loans. We could continue talking about these loans. We had a series of loans. We talked about the jumbo loans. Yeah. We talked about the 203K loans and with the VA renovation loans. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't watched those videos, make sure you go back and watch those videos. They're on the channel. But today's video, we're going to talk about those VA loans. We're in a big city that has a lot of VA.
Yes.
We got 3 military bases here. So VA loans are something that we are well versed in. Me being a veteran myself, Cassandra's been doing this for a very long time. Yes. So we're going to give you all the information about these VA loans and break some of those myths that's out there, all right?
Yes.
So stay tuned. So like we talked about, we're going to talk about these VA loans. So how do you apply for a VA loan? Let's get into that.
So applying for a VA loan is just simply going to your lender, letting them know that you served in the military. Okay. And what we would do as a lender is go on the VA portal and check for eligibility. We call it the certificate of eligibility. Okay. There it would let us know if you're either eligible for the VA benefits of a loan, if you're exempt from your VA funding fee. And then also, if you get disability, it'll also disclose that as well. Okay. So. All right. So I'm now answering this question here because I kind of know a little bit more. So personal active duty, you have to go to your admin. Admin will give you a statement of what's called a statement of service that will prove that you're in the military, and that goes to Cassandra, and that's your proof of eligibility for a VA guaranteed loan. So you talked about you go to the portal. Now, let's say for instance, someone said they serve and they don't see themselves in the portal. What would they need to bring to the table to say, hey? Yeah, and that recently just happened to me. I had a borrower who actually has an active VA loan, looking to do a refinance. I went in to do the COE, certificate of eligibility, and I didn't see anything. Nothing came up. Usually we just put in the social and the year of birth and it'll come up. So it's happened before where if you don't see it, you just have to request the DD-214, which will show when you were discharged. And we have to, as a lender, we have to apply for the certificate of eligibility request, giving them a copy of the DD-214. At that point, VA will then review it. And then if they approve it, they will give us the certificate of eligibility.
Gotcha. So what I hear you saying is basically I could just come to you, you do all the work for me.
Absolutely.
You will just go talk to the VA, get my certificate of eligibility, get everything done. As long as I bring you the DD-214, you do the rest.
Exactly.
You heard it first here. You don't have to do none of the work. Just tell her.
And if you get a lender that tell you otherwise, come holler at your girl.
Exactly. So here's a few questions, myths that I looked up on the internet and want to talk about it. So Can a VA loan be used with an unmarried partner?
No, unless both partners or both parties are veterans or are serving in the military. Yes. So boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever. If you're both served in the military and you're both eligible, then yes, the two can actually be on a loan together. Okay. But if it's veteran and non-veteran, not married, then no, you cannot be on the loan together, unfortunately.
Okay. So here's another question. Can you use your VA loan more than once? Because this question gets asked a lot.
Yes.
Can you use your VA loan more than once and still own your current home, which is under a VA loan?
Yes, you can. And it's so unfortunate that people don't have that knowledge. I had a customer the other day where she bought her first house, didn't use her VA eligibility because she wanted to use it on her forever home. Yeah. Unfortunately, that lender didn't educate her to say, no, you can still use your VA loan. And whenever you decide to sell it, you can use it again. So yes, you can use your VA loan more than one time. Got you.
Now, just to be clear, there's still some qualifications that person has to qualify for to use it a second time, whether they're going to rent that property or...
Well, yeah, I mean, it can kind of get a little tricky. Yeah, there are some variables. Okay. So if let's say you're own a home in, I don't know, Maryland. Okay. And use your VA loan. Yes. And then you got orders or you're relocating to Florida. Okay. You can keep that home as a VA loan in Maryland, and then use your VA eligibility entitlement in your home for your home in Florida.
Okay.
So the only difference is it may reduce your entitlement amount, but which will impact how much you can get approved for.
Gotcha. Okay.
But that's just the only difference.
Gotcha. And then, so I don't want to construe anything, but if a person wanted to maximize their entitled amount, they could refinance that current home that they have a VA loan under to a different type of loan, and then use all of the eligibility or entitlement amount.
Yep, you sure can.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, and I know this answers this question, but because I did it myself, but
Yes, you're a veteran, so.
can you use a VA loan on a foreclosure or a short sale?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
I bought my first investment property that I lived in, and then it became an investment property. We did use a short sale. It took me about 6 months to close. That's another story.
But you didn't initially acquire it as an investment property.
No,
it was.
Eventually it turned into an investment
Let's make that clear. We don't want people
turn into that type of property.
We don't want people to think you can use a VA loan to buy investment properties. No.
One time, and then I left, and then now it's an investment property.
There you go.
Yes. So here's another myth that a lot of people think. Does VA loans pay closing costs?
No.
Okay, so they don't have to pay closing costs.
Well, no, VA does not pay closing costs.
Gotcha.
So your closing costs can be like if a borrower doesn't have closing cost funds, we accept gift funds. So if you have a family member, somebody that's willing to give you closing costs, that's acceptable. With the market now stabilizing, sellers are giving closing cost assistance.
Yes,
VA does cap at 4%. So seller can contribute up to 4% for closing cost assistance.
Gotcha.
Those are essentially the two ways closing costs can be covered.
Okay, gotcha. So now here's another one, because a lot of people don't know about this. VA funding fee, what is that?
So the funding fee, basically, it's what VA requires. So because they don't require no down payment, there's no mortgage insurance, that's just their way of covering themselves to protect the nest, so to speak, with having loan in case a loan defaults. So that's their way of gathering that money up front. It is required unless you are exempt from the funding fee.
Gotcha.
I've had some people say, yeah, I'm a disabled vet, and but then when I pull the certificate of eligibility, it doesn't tell me that. So I need that certificate of eligibility to say exempt. And I can't just go off of the veteran telling me that they are a disabled vet.
Okay.
So it could be that the veteran didn't process the paperwork correctly, it's still being reviewed, whatever the case may be, but the certificate of eligibility has to say you're exempt from the funding fee in order for us not to capture that.
Got you. Here's another pro tip. If you say that you're disabled and it's not showing her system, what you want to do is you want to go to e-benefits for veterans. E-benefits. You don't have an account on e-benefits, go to e-benefits, and then you can pull up your letter that states how much you are, how much your disability is, and you can print that out. I do it all the time for anytime I'm trying to do something. Okay,
Yeah.
That's another pro tip. Okay, so how much usually is the funding fee?
So the funding fee has different variables, in a sense to where it varies if how much you're putting down for down payment, if it's the first use, subsequent use. So the funding fee can, did I say down payment? How much you're putting down for down payment?
Yep, no
so, but even though it's no,
okay,
but
so
you have the option to put 5%. So like if you put
Okay, so
5%
still-
down, it reduces your funding fee. So your funding fee can range anywhere between 1.4% to 3.6 being the max.
Okay. And then now, can that funding fee be waived or rolled into the loan?
The only time it could be waived is if you are exempt. If that COE says you are exempt from funding fee, that's the only time it could be waived.
Gotcha. And that's based off your
Disability.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, can it be rolled into the amount?
It's always.
It's
It's always. I mean, a person can opt to pay it out of pocket, but it's always rolled into your loan. So if you're purchasing a home for $400,000 and your VA funding fee is $11,000, your loan amount is going to be $411,000.
Got you. And so basically with this VA funding fee, you can roll it in there, or you can be exempt depending on your disability.
Exactly.
Got you. And then
No, depending on the certificate of eligibility.
Put your disability on there.
Yes.
Let's get that right.
Yes.
Let's get that right. Okay. So now there are some closing costs for VA loans. There's not a situation where you won't pay any closing costs.
Yeah, because closing costs essentially is what you're paying the lender for the service, and usually that can range anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000. Then you have what you're paying for
Your
title.
appraisals and
Appraisal, title, your prorated taxes. They call it prepaids.
Okay.
So there's going to be closing costs. There's no way to not have closing costs just because you're a veteran.
Okay. And then, so what is the max amount that you can use for a VA loan?
What do you mean?
What's the max amount you can get a VA loan for?
I mean, it really depends on the lender. Like I have lenders who can lend up to, I want to say 7 million.
Oh, wow.
So with VA having that high balance, not considered a jumbo,
Yes.
high balance loan amount, I have lenders that can go up to 7 million.
Got it. So, pro tip here again. A couple years ago, the federal government, because it used to be a max that you can go up to 417. Now you can go up to some lenders as much as, I've had buyers got pre-qualified for a VA loan for 1.2. So that tells you how much house you can buy.
As long as you can qualify. Yes. As long as you can
qualify,
afford it.
You can afford it. You can get as much money as you want.
That's right.
All right. So is there anything else about a VA loan that people get construed or get told that, it could be, it's a myth or it's not correct?
The only thing really that I've heard is just them not knowing that they can use their VA benefits or entitlement more than once.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, it's like one of the best loans, especially with us being in a military serving area. And then also too, a lot of people think that only, Navy Federal or Veterans United, like those type of lenders are only ones that can do VA loans. As long as your lender is knowledgeable and is approved by VA, they can do the loan, because a lot of people just have that misconception that they can only go to a lender that only does VA. And that's not true.
Gotcha. So you heard it first. You don't have to go to one of these
Other
Navy Federals, USA, and some other ones. You can pick whoever you want as long as they give you the best rate, okay?
And it's not all about the rate. It's also about the service too.
It is about the service. Yeah.
Because you can get the lowest rate and then crappy service. Don't close on time. So
Very
it's a lot deeper than just the rate.
It is a lot deeper than the rate.
We'll leave that for another topic.
Yes. I had an experience with that, so we'll leave that for another time. All right. So so myth busted. There's a VA funding fee. It could be waived depending on disability status and on what's on your COE.
That's right.
You pay closing costs for a VA loan, and you can use that VA loan more than one time. Okay, it just lowers the amount of entitlement you have on the second time, depending on.
Well, no, the only time your entitlement would be lowered is if you already have a VA loan.
Got you. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay. So if you use it a second time, and you still have a current home under the VA, it will lower your entitlement based on that.
That's right. Yep.
So let's get that straight. So yes, so you use it twice, but if you have a current home under VA, you use it a second time, it'll just lower your entitlement amount.
Yes.
Okay. So anything else?
No, I think we covered all the good points.
Good points. Make sure you get that D214 on your VA disability. Go to e-benefits. It will give you the amount that you are eligible for your disability. So you can get in there, get an account, and basically print a letter out the same day.
There you go.
An hour.
And then as far as the lender being able to access the COE, that's usually done within seconds. So as long as we have the social and the year of birth, we can access the COE.
So just have her do everything else. Yes. And if she doesn't have you in the system, go to e-benefits, okay? All right, so that's all I have. Got anything else you wanted to say?
No, I think we touched on a lot of good topics.
We did. Yeah. So how can they find you?
If you want to reach me, any questions about your VA benefits or eligibility, you can call or text me at 904-903-1183.
Cool. And you're on social media as the
Dorsonville Group.
The Dorsonville Group. Cool.
He will add the spelling of the Dorsonville, so that way.
Yes. It'll be in the description. Yes. It will be in the description.
Yes, it's a doozy.
So if you like the content we put out today and all previous videos we put together for you all, make sure you give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to click that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Help me continue to grow the channel, all right?
Yes.
So that's all we have for today. VA loans, that's a wrap. We busted all the myths, and get with Cassandra on getting your VA loan so you can get it done and get approved. I will also say this before we get off here. She's been able to get damn near everybody I've sent to her pre-approved. So
where there's a will, there's a way. I make it happen.
She makes it happen. So All right.
All hopes are not lost. So
Yes.
if I feel like if I can't do it, nobody can do it.
Absolutely. So if Belinda's telling you they can't do it,
Check your girl out. I got you.
she got you. She'll make it happen. All right. So that's all we have for today. I'm the Bearded Realtor, and we'll talk to you soon.
Deuces.